maybe a year and a half, we've been working with council, all of our Nambour groups. So that encompasses the Nambour Tramway Company, Nambour Chamber of Commerce, Nambour Retailers Group, Reimagine Nambour. So we advocated for council to, and we were involved with talks with you, Councillor David, in regards to the street beautification of Nambour. So there was some amazing imagery done up, went out to public consultation, I'm sure plenty of people in this room have had their say based on that, consultation and whatnot. I guess the bittersweet thing about that is that there's lots of pretty pictures of how Nambour could look and how gorgeous it could be, but there's lack of funding. So I think the last time we sat down with council, we had $1.7 million allocated for one part of our street beautification and community, upgrades. So that included trees, pathways. $1.7 million doesn't go very far. So I would like to know how you guys would advocate to get, I guess, not just stage one, but many, many stages of those projects, funded, because funding's what we need. I've written to the CEO personally, I've written to the mayor, I've spoken to the councillors, we've all advocated, all of our groups. So we'd like to know how you will push that forward and actually, get not just stage one done, but many stages done.
Thank you. Stage one is due to start at the end of this year, or sometime this year. Is that still correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and the other stages have actually been pushed back a little bit because of funding. Is that correct? Okay. I obviously fully support this. I've seen the plans, and I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's long overdue for Nambour, because I've been coming to Nambour since I was a girl, and it's changed a lot over time, and it needs reinvigoration. I suppose it's just a matter of getting on board with the other councillors, because there's obviously 10 people that need to agree on, or not actually 10, 6 people that need to actually agree for this to be done, and pushing it and making sure that it eventually does happen. I suppose one of the things that could be looked at, this is hypothetical, we could actually even have a small levy in rates or something like that to help advance it. I mean, money's always a thing, but there needs to be, I suppose, a multifaceted approach to how we can actually add money to it.
Thank you. Thanks, Rhonda. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with you and the whole team over the last 18 months, 2 years and longer, in fact. So you're absolutely right. It's a 5-stage project. We're looking at stage one. We've probably got half of what we need for stage one. And I just want to draw the attention to the cost shifting by state government to the council, because it's their road that is getting in the way of being able to do so much more. It's called Curry Street. It's 4 lanes. It cuts the town in half. It makes it very difficult to walk from one side to the other. So at the moment, there are serious conversations going on with TMR to get them to contribute to the improvement and the upkeep and the better use of Curry Street, to enable people to move around more easily and to slow the vehicles down and create a better space for people, instead of pandering to the vehicles and the cars the whole time. We've got to enable people to be able to be out and about walking safely, and we need the state government to contribute to stage one starting in August this year.
Thanks, David. Yeah, I agree with the same. It's basically through collaboration, but I think it's also going to the council. I think this is a great time with a new mayor coming in, and I think with potentially new councillors as well, particularly in divisions 1 and 3 and 8. That'll definitely change the mix, and I think it's time that I misunderstood that question before, but it's definitely that 10-year plan is having to look at the priorities that it currently has, and saying maybe we need to put this as a priority, because one of the things you heard from all the mayors is they're hearing that the hinterland feels like it's being left behind, and it's time for us to be caught back up. And I think that's a message that's been strongly received with all the mayoral candidates, and it'll be just getting another couple of councillors to agree to that to get it across the line so that we get the funding that we need in a more timely manner. You know, when somebody's told that, and good work on David to getting the Windsor Road, for example, to 6 more years, you sit there and he's got it from like 15 to 6. We may need to even get it earlier than that to say it's time to give us a bit of that cash.
Yes, I agree. We need to do more about beautification of Nambour, and there's lots of things we can do. One of the things that I'm a little bit disappointed in is that over the last couple of years what I've seen is that there's been so much money pumped into building infrastructure in Maroochydore and Mooloolaba with all these high-rise buildings, including the town hall, which, I call it the Taj Mahal. It's been a great waste of money because we had a perfectly good council chambers here. But anyway, that's beside the point. I think more money should be put into the hinterland in promoting things that you're asking for, instead of putting all that wasted money into turning Maroochydore and Caloundra and Mooloolaba into what I call the smart city or sardine city, which is what I mentioned earlier. We've got to get away from that and start looking after our hinterland. And that's where we need to put more money. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.